Hello, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Louise. I'm proud mum of 2 adult children, Blossom, who's moved out, Corey, who lives here still, and I have 2 dogs, Chip and Dal, who are, as usual, at my feet. They don't know what to do today. Making a roast dinner today. I'm going to take you through it, just not very great detail, but enough. And then I've got to go into town to pick something up. I will show you if I do that, and maybe some baking later on. I think that's the idea at the moment. Yeah, so it is 11:15, 19th of September. I have recorded a haul, edited a haul, and put it all up, so that'll be on YouTube that you would have seen on Saturday, and put the chicken that I bought from the haul in the oven. There's a chicken in there. It's been for about an hour at the moment. I just cut some potatoes up to make some roast potatoes with those. They're on a slow boil because I'm not in a rush with any of this, and cut up the onions. That tray is going to have all the veggies on it, so I'll show you when I do the next bit, but that's where we are right now. Fine, it's not raining, it's warm, so let's see what today brings. We used to have in England cornflake tart for dessert at school, so I'm going to try and make one. We have 1 egg. I'm just going to crack that in a bowl. 90 grams of white sugar. And we're just going to beat that. Okay, so it's like that. We're going to put that into 375 grams of flour. This is plain flour. And shove that in there. Okay, I'm just going to mix it a little bit. We've also got 225 grams of butter to go in. And we're just going to mix this till it gets to the right texture. Right, so it's sort of bound together pretty well. Now we're just going to put a little bit of flour on the side so it doesn't stick. But we're not going to play with it too much, so I'm just going to try and push it together just to get a lump. Right, and when I watched it, it's literally just push it out and in like you're kneading it, I guess. Just twice. It's just making sure it's all held together. And that's it. I'm now going to wrap this in cling film and put it in the fridge overnight, it says. But I'm doing this in the morning. So I'm going to work out what sort of time. If I'm awake, we'll finish these tonight. And if not, we'll be doing it in the morning anyway. So yeah, at this point, cling film in the fridge overnight. We're a little bit further along, not a lot, but I'm going to try and keep regular bits with it. Chicken is in the oven still. I've taken the foil off, so it's like browning and crisping and stuff like that. This is going to be our gravy. This at the moment is just the juices from the chicken. Potatoes are still going, they're probably nearly done. I've got that pan that was there, has got oil in it, and it's in the oven at the moment heating up. We're going to be adding Bisto to our gravy. Bisto to our gravy because I really like this one. And we're about to make stuffing. Right, so we've got 400 ml of hot water in here. And then we've got the packet that's come out of the box. It's literally just, this is the entire thing. Shove it in the water when you cut it properly. You want to shove it in the water and mix it quickly because it absorbs the water really quick. So if you just do that and then leave it for a minute, you won't be able to mix all the powder in. You can see it thickens up really quick. So we're going to leave that for, well, just pretty much till we're ready. It will thicken, it won't be this, it'll be quite a thicker doughy stuff. I'll show you before I put it in the oven. About, I don't know, 10-15 minutes later, we've got the potatoes now in a pan of oil, and I've put a little bit of oil over the top. They're going to go in the oven. We've got a gentle roll going with, this is the chicken juices, and I put the water from the potatoes in there as well. And then we're going to add Bisto to that in a minute because it's better when it's hot if you put the Bisto, I find, when you put the Bisto granules in. Actually going to turn that down a little bit. I'm using these parsnips, frozen ones. That's what I get during the year, and then Christmas we get the real ones, just because you don't know when you want them during the year. At least Christmas Day you know when they're going to be used by, so I buy fresh at Christmas. This is a cheese roast dinner, by the way. You know, I'm not doing everything from scratch, far from it. So that's the parsnips. We've cut up one onion because it's a really big one, and that's all the stuffing that I took out of the jug. Now we used to do balls, like shape them like balls and put them in that, but we find we like this better because you've got different heights. You've got like the crispy bits on the edges and the soft bit in the middle and that, so we enjoy it that way. So that's why I literally just dumped it in there. We're definitely going to have the green beans and carrots, possibly corn, not decided yet. And it's all ready. It's too hot to be pulled apart because we usually just debone the whole thing in one go. So that is it. We're not far off being done really. It's really early still. We've got a couple of other bits, but right now I'm just been pottering in the kitchen. I'm cleaning up as I go along. 1:45. I've just popped out into town. I needed to pick up some bits. I'll show you what I picked up. And dinner is done. I went into town to pick up 2 bunches of flowers because it's Scott and I are going to go to Mum's grave tomorrow. I stand at the grave and Scott goes to sit under this huge tree that's got a really nice bench under it, and we think of our mums because they both passed the same year around the same sort of time, so we bought a bunch of flowers each for them. I just picked up the sour cream. I forgot to get when I went shopping the other day, and a loaf of bread because I didn't realise it was completely out. So dinner, Scott's deboned the chicken for me because I hate doing, like passionately hate doing it. This is all the bits that will be divided between the dogs, so that's their dinner. And everything else here is all the chicken bits. We got carrots, green beans, onions, literally just put in, everything here is just put in there with a little bit of oil. I don't do anything else with it. So onions, parsnips and stuffing. We got Yorkshire puds. These are just Asda's own packet, already done. You just shove them in a couple of minutes and they're cooked. And then you've got your roast potatoes in between, green beans, gravy. That's it. I feel like something's missing. Nah. Okay, so that's our roast dinner for today. I'm not sure when we're going to have it. Oh, and so I saved all the juices. I'm going to put that in the freezer. And the carcass of the chicken is in there. And I'm going to make a homemade chicken soup or chicken casserole type thing. I'm not sure what. I've never ever used the juices or the carcass, but I'm going to, I think you're supposed to boil it down or something. I'm going to research it anyway. So they're going to go in the freezer. That will be a future meal I will show you. It's going pretty good. I'm achieving everything that I wanted to achieve so far. I'm going to go and take all this makeup off now because it's really hot outside, and I'm still thinking of possibly going berry picking. I found some berries the other day, but I'll show you if I do. And that's it. I will post a picture of the dinner on Instagram. But by now, when you're watching it, I would have eaten it days ago, so I'll show you the end result when we get to that bit. We're not sure if we're eating yet now. Right, it's 2:20, dinner's ready, served up. I have changed my shirt because I don't trust myself not to get my food down it. And I've taken my makeup off and I feel human, and I'm gonna have a really nice meal now and probably watch a film or something. That's Scott's, that's mine, that's the dog's. Corey's isn't here because there's loads. He can make his own meal up when he wakes up because he worked last night, so he's probably not gonna eat for a few hours. But he's got more than enough for a good meal there. And we've got green beans, carrots, roast potatoes, Yorkshire puds, roasted onions, parsnips, stuffing and chicken. And I have the same. Dogs have just got chicken, and then we've got a big thing of gravy there just to finish it all off. And that is dinner for our Saturday. 3 o'clock, we both just finished dinner and there is nothing left. In fact, I think I ate mine faster than Scott, which is quite unusual because I'm a slow eater normally. Really enjoyed it. It was very basic but really tasty, so dinner was a hit. I've got the pastry in the fridge still. We're going to make the cornflake tart later on. But I only have to use half the pastry, and I remembered the other day taking the dogs for a walk and seeing some blackberries. So I'm going to take you with me, see if there's any blackberries left. I'm going to pick some if there is. And the other half pastry, we're going to make some blackberry pie something. So let's go and see if there's any berries left. This isn't actually where I was planning on going. We're literally, like, the road is there and there's loads of bushes hanging up here. And we've got loads of blackberries. Clearly I can't film actually picking them because I've got one hand for the camera and one hand for my box. So this is what we're going to pick. We'll see if we can get a pot full and make some desserts later. I'm excited. Literally just got back. Didn't quite remember where they were. Ended up going somewhere else as well, like on the way to the other place. So I came out too far on the other end of the street. Found some right on the grass verge. It goes like that, and that was right at the top, trying to pick berries. So we've managed to get this many. It's not bad. We might be able to get maybe 2. Oh, there's bugs on them. Maybe 2 small pies, but I'm actually going to put it in some water and vinegar now. Let it soak for a while and then rinse it out a few times and keep doing that, especially as I can actually see. It's actually a woodlouse on it. Don't know where they came from. Yeah, they're going to be proper clean before I put them in the pie, and they're going to be cooked as well, so that also helps. And I'm going to go and Google something, because a blackberry and what pie, I'm not sure yet. Gonna go with what we've got in the house. It was actually quite fun. It was sort of like foraging for your food. It's as close as I'm gonna get, because clearly I can't grow any food yet. Yeah, we're gonna have to try harder on that one next year, aren't we? Yeah, so I'm just gonna soak these. I'm gonna go and sit and watch some Labyrinth with Scott, because it's my absolute favourite film in the entire world, and pop around making some dessert later on. It was about 7:10 now. We watched Labyrinth and then had a bit of a nap, and now Scott's trying to search through to try and find some football, because there's some games tonight that he's going to watch. But I did manage to get him to come out and roll the pastry for me. When we got the pastry out, it was hard as a rock, so I left it for a good half an hour and it was still really hard, so you need a little bit of brute force when it does come out. So half of the recipe made this pan. We've put it in, it's all been greased, yeah, it's all been greased, and we just put we just forked the bottom of the pan as well. That's gonna go in the oven, 170 or 3.5 gas mark for 25 minutes. I'm gonna put that in now, then I'll show you what else is going on. So that's in the oven. Just put it in. I'm just going to get the stuff in the pan. I'm not going to put it on yet because it's literally going to take minutes. But we're supposed to have 20 grams of white sugar, which goes in the pan. We've got 20 grams of brown sugar. There's 55 grams of butter. And 115 grams of syrup. And I did put a bit of oil on this, thinking it would come out really easy, but it clearly didn't work. That's fine. So we're going to put this on a really low simmer and melt it. and then that's what the cornflakes is going to go in. Right, as you can see, the pie's done. It was dead on the right timing, so we just got that out. I've just put the heat on for this stuff. I've also added a pinch of salt. It literally says a pinch of salt, so there is no measurement on that. So we're just going to melt all this together first before we do anything else. Whilst that's on low, we're going to put some jam in there. 100 grams of jam here. It's just a cheapie, as the one that I found in the cupboard that I've had in there for ages. We're just going to smush it down and cover the bottom. Base bit of it. We got 85 grams of cornflakes in here, and this is got a couple more minutes, so it actually says 5 minutes on a medium heat. This is 5 minutes now, and that's what it's gone like. And we're just going to dump it in with the 85 grams of cornflakes. Give that a mix. Right, so they're all covered now. We're just going to shove them on top of the jam. Okay, that's it. We're just going to leave that now to cool down, and it should set. So that's dessert number one. This is the cornflake tart that I would have eaten at school as a dessert. I'm going to just tidy up around me and we'll do number two. Really? Did I not record any of that? Okay, we've got 1 cup of blackberries in here. We've got 2 tablespoons of sugar and 2 tablespoons of flour. I'm going to mix that until I'm happy with the consistency. I've got it on high just to start it off, but I'm going to put it on a medium. And then we're going to fill these with Nutella and whatever stuff we get from that, and that would be our dessert number 2. Right, whilst that's cooking down slowly, we're going to make our third dessert. As I said, Scott rolled all the pastries out earlier, so we put everything where it needed to go. This was literally like the last little dregs of pastry, so we've just put them in the cake moulds, and we're actually going to make jam tarts with them. I have not had a homemade jam tart for so many years. My mum was the only one who ever made homemade jam tarts. So that's it. That's as easy as you cannot get any easier. That is literally it. They're just going to go in once I've made the other pastries, and we'll have our 3 desserts. So this is the consistency we've got. I'm quite happy with that. It's like a jellified type consistency. So is all I'm going to do is put a dollop of Nutella in the middle. Okay, we're out of Nutella now, so that's going to have to be enough. And then I'm going to put some of this on top. We got way too much, so I'm going to think of something for that. But I'm not letting anything go to waste, even if I have to freeze this and I'll figure something out. I'm getting good at not binning food, so I'm not going to bin that. So that's what we've got at the moment. I'm just going with my finger. Just got a little bit of milk. I'm just going to wet the edges so I can try and crimp the tops to them. So I'm just going to put it on top. Let it flop over the edge. Like so, push it down, and then with a fork, just gonna crimp it to it so it sort of should hopefully hold it together like a little parcel. Fingers crossed. And then I will be putting a little hole in the middle and some sugar on the top in a minute when I've done the others. So I've just got white sugar. I'm just going to put a little sprinkling over the top because it just gives it that little bit of crunch when it's cooked. So it's, again, it's a texture thing. You know I'm a texture person. I've got the oven on the same setting as the other pie was, so I'm just going to leave it in there for 25 minutes like the other pie was and just see what happens. Yeah, we're winging this bit. This is a bonus. So I'm putting the jam tarts on there. They're going to go in the oven between a 3 and a 4 gas mark, which is 170 Fahrenheit, for 25 minutes, and then we're going to check this. Okay, it's gone 9 o'clock now. I cannot actually believe I'm still awake, but I have been waiting out. I haven't eaten since the roast dinner, and I've been waiting out for the dessert. I am really, really hungry, but I was determined not to eat anything else. I want to try this. So dessert is actually done. It's here. I'm going to do a taste test with you, but I just want to show you something. So Scott's always telling me how I spoil the dogs, and I do spoil the dogs. That's a fair statement. But every time I come in the house now, since Scott's been here this week, bear in mind I'm the one that spoils the dogs. So apparently, according to Scott, he covers himself up.
I did it on by himself.
Mm-hmm. Looks like it, doesn't it?
See?
He's quite happy. That's his spot. He's just next to Scott in a blanket all day.
Didn't do nothing. I was sitting here minding my own business.
Yeah, but I spoil the dogs. So we've just put one portion on the plate. This is the dessert that I would have had as a child in school. Apparently, is that not? You didn't have it, did you? In
we had more like Rice Krispie treats and stuff like that.
Okay, so this is the first time Scott's tried it, and it's the first time I've tried it since being in school. We've also got a little jam tart there, and then we're going to try the chocolate blackberry thingies. Go for it.
Ready? Alright. Might be just better eating the way you finger.
It might be.
Certainly sweet.
Oh wow. Mm-hmm. I remember that taste.
Certainly sweet. Not bad. Yeah, I could eat that.
Mmm. That's actually better than I remember. I would pay for that from like a cake shop or something. Yeah. Jam tart's just jam tart.
Jam tart. That's not bad. I'd eat that all day long.
So your cornflake tart is a hit. Jam tart's just a jam tart. Okay, so this is the one with Nutella and raspberries. So it's cooled down.
No,
it's been
blackberries.
a while. Blackberries, not raspberries.
Yeah.
Why did I say that? But it has cooled down, so it's not as...
Oh, bastard.
Blackberries.
Oh, darn.
Oh.
Mmm.
Oh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's got a little surprise inside.
Ooh, I like that.
I think it's just the blackberry, but then you get the chocolate.
That's a good combination, isn't it? And that was a total fluke.
Yep.
Mmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Hit. Oh my god, we're going to have such a sugar rush tonight. I'm not going to be sleeping anymore.
Well, at least the Alabama game's on.
You can go now. If you want to go and check what the score is. Okay?
Yeah. I just got to turn.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Very good.
There you go. American taste buds, English taste buds. I remember that taste of the cornflake tart, definitely. That is really, really good. But what I'm surprised about is the blackberries and the Nutella little parcels. They were, my god, that was really, really good taste. So hit. Yeah, that's it for tonight. I'm gonna eat because I've been waiting out for a nice dessert. And then I'm gonna go to bed. Scott's probably gonna stay up and watch his football thingies because they go on for hours and hours and hours. And then we're gonna go see Mum's tomorrow. I'm gonna do breakfast. So I'm going to try my best to record as much as possible within reason. And I guess you're gonna be following me the entire weekend. It wasn't the plan originally, but we're doing good, so we're gonna carry on. So that's it for tonight, and I will see you in the morning. Okay, so it's 11:30 on the 19th of September. It's Sunday. Been up since about 8, I think. We had a coffee and then we went to see Mum's at the crematorium, so that's done. And we was gonna have like a fake McDonald's, but it's sort of evolved a little bit. Let me show you what we're gonna have. We're gonna have a bagel. This is the red onion and chive one. That's Corey's. I've just defrosted his, but I'll toast his later because he won't be up for a little while. Scott and mine, we've got them over there ready to go. We're going to have bacon because Corey mentioned he wanted bacon yesterday. We got the sausages that I bought ages ago, finally used them. Finished the hash browns. Scott's going to have an egg. Corey and me, we're not going to have eggs. We just didn't want any. And the cheese. So everything's in the oven at the moment. I don't know if you can see. Everything's in the oven. And the rest of the day is just going to eat that and relax. Scott's got to go home between like 2, 3 o'clock, whatever, because he's got to go work tomorrow. So, funny story. Right, we had roast dinner yesterday. We knew we was going to pack up roast dinners, like the leftover. That's why I cooked extra yesterday. So there's a bowlful in the fridge for me, a bowlful for Corey, and a bowlful for Scott to take home with him. And then Corey decided last night he didn't want the roast dinner. He'd ordered pizza. There was this whole thing with pizzas, it's ridiculous. So he ordered pizza, got the wrong order, completely wrong order. Way more expensive, but nothing Corey wanted. So he contacted them, told them they didn't want the food back, they refunded him, so he ordered what he wanted. Got that come through, so that's now we've got 2 orders of food in the house. And then we had 2 more lots of stuff come in, all just random stuff. The thing is, our delivery guys, if it's a problem, it's not their problem. Like, they're not going to take the food back. They literally get paid to deliver it to that house, and that's the attitude they have. And a lot of them don't even come to the door anymore. It's just you open it and it's there. So we're stuck with all this food. So we're all good now for the rest of the week. Let me show you. This is ridiculous, the amount of food we've got. So bear in mind that I'm doing the breakfast bit. This is a cookie dough that came with 2 little ice creams. Under here is the cornflake tart that I made earlier. That's going to be divided up. Scott's going to take that to a friend at work. He's going to take some of that home as well. And then I'll portion the rest off because I don't think Corey's tried it yet. We've also got the blackberry and Nutella pastries, jam tarts. So we've already got a good chunk of food. Then you open the fridge. So we've got three different pizzas, I think, in there. That's Scott's meal, that's the roast dinner, Scott's one. We've got the chicken carcass and the oil that I've got to freeze because I'm going to make some sort of stew or casserole or something with that. This will be like garlic bread or something with so much stuff. Plus the normal food that we already have in. Big jug of gravy to go with the roast dinner as well. So we've got all that. We're good for food for a while. I'm not going to have to cook. And then there's also more over there. I don't know what that was all about, but there's nothing we could do about it. And yeah, we've got a lot of food in the house. I think Scott's going to take some home because Corey doesn't want some of them. He said that he's got no interest in even trying them, even though I think he would like them, but he don't want to. So Scott's going to take a whole load home, so he's not going to have to cook or anything for the next few days. We've left some of the roast dinner in there, so that's me and Corey sorted later on today or tomorrow, or I'll eat Corey's if he doesn't want that. If he wants to eat all the pizza, that's good with me. And then we got all the sweets, so we've got so much food in this house right now. And then I just keep thinking of more foods to eat. I'm such a foodie at the moment, not in a good way. I just want to eat everything. Yeah, so that's our Sunday so far. I think I'm just going to watch a film. I'm going to finish doing that. I'll show you what that looks like. And then probably just watch a film for a little while. When Scott goes, I'm going to take the two dogs out. And that'll be it, I think.